So we're leaving the busy Labuan Bajo.
In the last episode, we sailed from Labuan Bajo to Satonda, and we had some very nice stops in between.
So we stay at the top of the inlet. Tomorrow we're going that way, trying to reach Mojo Island.
The locals in Indonesia are so friendly.
Beetje twist.
We had a super nice sail from Satonda to Mojo, and there were hardly any waves and the boat was flying. Mojo is very nice. It's an original village. There was a nice place where we could have lunch. Mark and I, we even went on a bike to the waterfall. It was a little bit scary. The road was not very well paved and you have to start to trust the guy who is driving the bike. But on the way back it went better. He was a very good driver. This waterfall was very, very romantic. We've seen a lot of waterfalls already, but it's still very special to see one. You overslept actually, you was already gone, which was very rare. Normally they're always later than us.
I woke up at 6:30.
Yeah, that's late for you. So you immediately wanted to leave and I already heard it. I was downstairs and I was thinking, oh, we can't get the anchor up. So it was completely stuck. After several attempts we couldn't get it loose. So Mark went into the water and so he checked what the problem was. So he told me to loosen the anchor chain a bit and then go right and forward. So I did that, and in the beginning we thought it didn't help, but it broke loose. So we were lucky.
We put on just a jib and we're still going 11 knots.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have colleagues in the GLYWO who are even braver. Let's use the word brave.
They tried to sail with the A4 and wanted to take it down, but the top was sort of furled or whatever. You couldn't get the sock down. So the sock went until halfway and then he couldn't get it any further. So he
had to loosen the halyard.
has to loosen the halyard, and then the spinnaker ended up a little bit in the water, and so small drama.
So in front of us you see the contours of Lombok. It's the last Indonesian island we're going to visit. We're making a stop in the northeast first at 2 little islands before we continue to Medana Bay tomorrow, where the fleet is going to gather and prepare for the Indian Ocean crossing. This one's broken as well. The plastic cap on the bottom is just fixed with 2 little screws. It's breaking every time. Which is the reason that we are running the jib today, even though it would have been time for the Janneker. Doesn't look like we're gonna get a new furler before we leave for Mauritius. Well, if there's as much wind as they forecast now on the Indian Ocean, we won't even need the bigger sails. But otherwise it's a bit of a worry. The true wind angle is over 160 and the jib doesn't like that. Well, this sail until 160 it is okay. After his A4 adventure this morning, he's sailing with the white sails only as well. Strange conditions here, as Nino went 2.5 knots and we just got a gust and going 9 knots. Here there's no wind at all in their sails. As said before, we will remain with the jib just to make sure that the furler doesn't break any further. We hope to be able to use it in the Indian Ocean. Came to a stop as well. Tightened everything as much as possible. This is Lombok in front of us. We have to wait a little bit, as another GLYWO member found out. So there's a reef on that side, and there's a reef on this side.
Kijk! Nou, dit is een toetje op Nino. De flambeerde ananas.
It's clearly different here, much more touristic.
Ik vind het hier wel een hele leuke vibe.
mountain you see is the mountain of Bali. Those are the guys where one wanted to have lunch and the other wants to have dinner. But we have to disappoint them this time. So they're on their own. We're on our way to Medana Bay Marina. From there we're gonna start our Indian Ocean crossing. Nina is on her way and she's arriving tomorrow. Just to give you an idea, the red line is our track. Look how far we are from the reef on the map, and in real life we're on top of it.
And then it's time for our last stop in Indonesia, in Medana Bay, where we are going to prepare the boats for the Indian Ocean crossing. Our Jenniker is going to the sailmaker for some repairs. Lazyback is going to the sailmaker. Rob is going to repair his dagger boards. So everybody has a lot to do. And then after shopping, we are ready to cross again. So Mark connected a line in the front and completely on the outside. He took it backwards, and now he's going to pick the mooring mole up there. But I have to steer a bit. So now I let the mooring pass. And now I'm going backwards.
Dan lijkt hij toch al door te moeten.
Yeah.
Oké, we toch even uit dan.
So now I'm going backwards and try to keep the mooring close to the boat, because otherwise the line, Mark can't hold the line. So bring the nose a little bit more to the mooring, and then Mark can bring it in. And now there was very little wind, but when there's more wind I have to be more concentrated on keeping the mooring close to the boat. And now we have all the time of the world to connect the other line. So this was easy without wind. With a little bit more wind or current, it's a lot more difficult.
That's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep the boat in position.
Exactly. Oh, they take a different strategy. They're going to try and take it from the front. Look. Now he's not on the wheel anymore, so the boat's going over the mooring.
It can be really deep behind the boat. We're well within the green buoys. The locals are not very tall and they're standing only to their waist in the water.
And then it's time to refuel a bit, but it all goes with jerry cans, so we decide to fill up the boat to 85%. Before we leave, we first have some parties and we are going on a real holiday.
We're all going on summer holiday. Endless joy.
We are going for one night in a resort in the north side of Lombok, and we are going to visit some waterfalls there and an ancient village. So it's like a real summer holiday.
We're all going on
Summer holiday.
We just bring to yeah, please do. Only a member of this group. I'm not the president.
Ah, there's Marky Mark. This is our room, the family room. It's so good to see Nina again, that she's back on board and she's going to sail with us all the way to Mauritius. She stays for 2 months. It was a very nice walk, and actually the second waterfall was very impressive.
Okay. Well, this is a good one.
Het lijkt alsof je het moeilijk heeft, want dan begint hem af te leiden.
It is so strange to be in a resort for one day, but we really enjoyed it. It was beautiful. Because if you reach the end and keep on pushing the button, you break the knot.
So Nina is already an experienced sailor, but Marijke is showing her the very specifics of our boat.
The other one is extremely simple. The only thing it can do is do hand hold. And it's not connected to the BNG.
So the dagger boards of Nino are repaired. Looks fine. Not polished, not no anti-fouling of course, but it'll work fine until Mauritius. It'll work better to get them on board from the pontoon instead of the moving dinghy last time when we got it off.
And then it's time that we have a party to say goodbye to Akaroa, Endless Joy and Inky Blue because they're following another route from now on.
We are the crew from Inky Blue, and here's the rap we wrote for you. Our boat's called Inky, some say kinky. We don't mind, but please not stinky. On espère être au bout et finir le GLYWO, mais le GLYWO, c'est la famille, la 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 la, mais le GLYWO, magnifique sur les eaux.
Then we are ready for the crossing. The first distance is 650 miles to Christmas Island in the next episode.
Ik vind het zo lang dit.